Okay, thank you for letting me come in and observe your literacy lesson with your students. I do want to go over kind of my feedback, what I observed, ask a few clarifying questions for you, okay, and then give you an opportunity to ask me for any feedback that you feel might be needed. When I was observing, I did notice your lesson plans were very thorough. Like any stranger could have come in and carried them out. So that was good, especially, if you have TAPSA. So that's really good that anyone could come in and do the lesson that you provided. I did notice that, like, on the where it talks here about positive feedbacks. So I also understand the dynamics of your class very well. But a lot of times you're having to spend time correcting behavior, which you did perfectly. You went right back to instruction, so you didn't miss a beat there. But in this piece, they wanted you to give more positive affirmations, positive feedback. So I was able to clock two times. They needed 3. So think about that throughout your lessons. Sometimes I have to think about that a lot, and I actually have to plan it. Like, when am I going to give this positive feedback? It's almost better to give more than not enough. Realistically, if you did research on this, they tell you need like 5 positives to 1 negative. So even more of the, hey, I like how you were setting student S versus the correcting of student C.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then I liked how you used your visual prompts and cued them. They knew exactly what that meant. It was very evident. So I thought that was great. While I was watching the lesson, I was waiting for how you were going to differentiate, because I know you have one student that functions significantly higher than your other students. And so I was trying to look for, within your instructional pattern, how you were going to differentiate for him. Did you feel like you did that in the instructional piece?
No, I did not.
Okay. So as I continued to monitor, then what I saw is you had additional work for the student at the table. But had I just been watching the presentation piece, I wouldn't have seen that. So thankfully I was able to go back and see that. But I do think that ways to extend during your instruction can be beneficial, not just for him, but for other students. Okay. So I think you did a good job. It did require you to do almost like a second lesson when you went to the table and had to, like, you were working with that student individually to get to the level. So I am interested to talk further about that, but maybe not just because of the literacy lesson that you taught. What areas do you feel like went the best in your lesson?
I think that the just identifying the letters and them knowing the movements and stuff with the videos, because we do it on a daily, so it's routine for them.
And I loved how you used the movement, because like using different learning strategies is going to be important. We make them move, we make them talk, all of those things, and they're going to get it. So that, I loved that. What is the area you felt like might not have went perfectly, or you felt like you needed to work on?
I think the biggest area would probably really have to do with just management a little bit better, and like you said, praise, to keep them more focused, because it's hard to keep all of them focused up there.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, that's the only thoughts I had as far as your literacy lesson went. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me come in.